Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is the High Performance Group H145 Military Beta 10, recently released. If you've seen the promo videos, you'll know that not only do we have rockets on this aircraft, we now have minigun. Yes. So we're going to talk through how to set it up, the implementation in Cockpit, the nuances of how to shoot it, and any other observations as we go along. So let's jump in the cockpit. If you load it up, ready to go, the weapons will already be armed, as you can see on the panel here. You can do everything via the iPad and also via the MFD, and we'll touch on the MFD in just a minute. So the center button will pull up the doors, autopilot and lights page, but it will also now include the setup, whether you want miniguns, rockets or a combination of both. The other buttons you'll see are arm and disarm. That'll disarm the weapons, and cleanup, which we'll cover later. In fact, if you've not seen my previous video with the rockets, when you shoot a lot of rockets, it will leave a lot of craters and smoke around the place. But if you have finished, or you want to try again, just press the cleanup button and everything goes away like it never happened. That's a really nice functionality to have. So we have rockets on the right, rockets on the left, minigun on the right. We can set rockets to both. Miniguns both sides. And we'll put it back to a combination. So your normal page will be your systems. If you click the miscellaneous, it gets to a weapons page, as you'd probably find in a fast jet. This replicates everything you see on the iPad, so you can swap out the pods. You'll see it changes on the iPad as well. You can reload, you can make safe or arm, and you can clean up as well. So a really nice page. We'll leave that enabled and we'll close the iPad down. Before we go, we need to assign the correct keybinds so that we can fire the weapons. Primary fire weapon is toggle YAW damper, and that will fire the right-hand side weapon pod if you have different weapon pods. So minigun on the right, I will fire the right-hand weapon pod. Or if you've got rockets on both sides, like this, it will fire alternating sides, one at a time. That's the primary fire weapon. The secondary fire weapon is set YAW damper, and that will fire the left-hand side if you have different weapon pods attached, or it will fire both rockets if you have rockets selected on both sides. That may sound confusing. I'll put it in the description below. It will make sense. Whilst I love the integration of the MFDs and the iPad, they're brilliant. What I really like to see down here in the panel, the console, is a weapons panel. There's space for it. I think it needs it. I think that would add the pièce de résistance in the cockpit. Let's go shoot stuff. Okay, Echo Golf Oscar Mike Spade Adam, which I did in a previous video with the MB339. I'll link it appropriately above or below. Here to the right hand side you'll see the SAM layout. That's the SA2 systems. You can't see them, but that is the layout. First off, we're going to go for single rocket. So this is to have a look at the improvements as we tip into our target area. Rough point of aim, and off it goes. So you'll notice some explosions on the ground, which is a nice addition. It is a bit laggy in regards to the craters appearing, but the fact the craters are there is a nice touch. And as we cruise around, you'll notice that the smoke effect is a lot more subdued, which is much better. The craters are nice, and there's also a low-res fire kind of going on in the middle. So overall, a very nice improvement. Now selecting both rockets. On this one, you can have a look at the new trajectory the rockets take. So again, rough aiming in a field somewhere. And the rockets don't pop up like they did before. They shoot straight out and they dive down a little bit, which is nice. See the explosions, and again, just a delay in the cratering. Sometimes I've noticed the crater appears somewhere random, not quite where the explosions were, but you know what? Overall, I like it. And that rocket smoke isn't too persistent either, so really nice. And from the outside view, they've really upped their game in terms of the animation. The rockets are coming out kind of center mass of the pod, that's alright. They've got flames coming out of their back. The smoke is nice. The rockets are nice. It's all just generally a big step forwards from what they were doing before. Now remember, if you're having issues with firing individual rockets or dual rockets, then go back to the beginning of the video where I talk about the keybinds and which one does what. Okay, here I am positioning myself to pop up and attack the target from the south. We're going to be using the single minigun. After that, we'll up it to dual-wield the miniguns. We'll have a look from inside and outside. So here we go, the single minigun. So not bad, the animation's decent. I like the smoke effect from the rounds hitting the ground. The audio is so-so, and occasionally on your first press you might not get the animation of the bullet tracers. But overall, again, this is a beta. It's the first I've seen of a forward-firing gun in Microsoft. But it's decent. Heck yeah. Cool. So selected miniguns to the left and right. We'll swing it around and see if we can't hit a building or something. There's no aiming device, just kind of put it center of the window. That's better with a tracer, it's so much easier. That's cool. Now let's have a look from the outside. Looks even better from the outside. There's a weird secondary audio. I presume it's supposed to be the rounds hitting the ground, but it just sounds like the gun going off a second time. But again, not bad. As we swing back around for one more pass, we'll have a look from the minigun from inside. This time I've remembered to close the doors. Got a nice muzzle flash as well. That's cool. So overall, this being beta 10, remember it's beta, and also remember it's Microsoft, it's not DCS. So this is just a bit of fun whilst you're flying around, you get a chance to shoot some stuff. So I think they've done an excellent job in the modelling. I think the audio needs some finesse. I think the animations are coming along really nicely. But a couple of glitches in terms of the rockets hitting the ground, but I love it. I think it's great fun. As I come into land, remember I've done a video with the Spade Adam tour, including the MB339 from India Fox Techo, so I'll link that appropriately and put it in the description below if you want to see the rest of Spade Adam. If you're still with me, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Please chuck in a like if you thought it was useful or enjoyable, and even better, subscribe helps support the channel. And with that in mind, I hope you'll join me in the next video.